Alright, hello Cardboard Goblins, and welcome to a lovely new video on my newest deck. We have Inalla, the Archmage Ritualist. So in the current turbo meta, I have definitely not liked Rogside. None of the lists I've seen have really intrigued me, but Inalla does something a little different. So Inalla, she's from the 2017 commander precons, and if you guys know anything about those commanders, they all have eminence. So this ability can trigger whether they're on the battlefield or if they're in the command zone, which makes her very broken. So for 2 in Grixis, she's a 4 or 5 legendary human wizard that whenever another non-token wizard enters the battlefield under your control, if Inalla is in your command zone or on the battlefield, you may pay 1. If you do, create a token that's a copy of that wizard. That token gains haste, exile at the beginning of the end step, and you can also tap 5 wizards you control, target player loses 7 life. So the point of this deck is to grab a specific wizard and use that one wizard to combo off with a 21 step win process and win the game from there. You can also cast the commander, you can infinite combats, using the commander's abilities, create infinite tokens to kill out the board that direction. Tons of different ways this deck wins. I have the normal Grixis pile of Underworld Breach, Blind to Diamond, Brain Freeze. I also have Thassa and Decon and Tainted Pact in here if I definitely need to win in a different direction. Playing a ton of different variations in this deck of how to win, but the main one is a certain specific wizard, which is Spellseeker. Spellseeker allows you to go grab an instant or sorcery with converted mana cost 2 or less and put it in your hand. You reveal it and then you put it into your hand. So it's very, very good. And with a very specific line, you can go through with Spellseeker and 1 additional mana floating. You can go through this line. It's Spellseeker and a black mana. That's all you need, and you can go through this entire win process. But a single counter spell anywhere can blow this all to bits, so it's good if you do have protection. Or you can jam it out on turn 1, like this deck likes to do. So, let's shuffle up. Now you guys know what the deck does. Let's shuffle this, and let's see if we can get that turn 1 win. If not sooner. I have seen that, but I doubt it this time around. Alright. Now that we're shuffled up, let's see what our first hand looks like here. Boom, boom. There is our 7. Let's look. We have a Daze. My lovely volcanic island. That's a volcanic island, right, guys? It definitely is. Sacrifice, Marsh Flats, Rain of Filth, Mana Confluence, and a Kefka Court Mage. So Kefka's pretty fun, but unfortunately in this hand, we don't have a tutor, and we don't have any way to get Spellseeker and start the combo, and we have nothing else to really do in this hand. No fast mana, nothing like that, so we pitch it and we go to second 7. Kefka's a lot of fun, because if I have an Entomb and a Reanimate, I can Entomb and Reanimate Kefka, and then use 1 to copy it with a Inalla, so you get the original ETB from Kefka, and then you get the token copy ETB, and since the token gains haste, you keep a token copy around, you kill Kefka to the legendary rule, and you get a hasty copy of Kefka, and you're able to swing out. And yeah, so that's a ton of fun. That's why Kefka's in the deck. So here is in next 7. Final Fortune, Into the Floodmaw, Overraged Apprentice, Training Center, Demonic Tutor, Cavern of Souls, Underworld Breach. Okay. Again, this is nothing that we really want to see. Unfortunately, the Cavern of Souls is good, but this creature is not a wizard, and Demonic Tutor does us no good. We don't have a black source. Anyways, so I guess we pitch it and we go to 6. Ah, come on, deck. This is actually the deck that I brought to my one of my local LGSs down in Cherokee, Iowa, and I played in a tournament. I did go 0-4-1, so I lost 4 and I drew 1. I was actually able to force a draw with my opening hand, because I was like, hey, when I go to lunch, and everyone's just like, maybe, and I'm like, well, I can show you a turn 1 win, and somebody's like, well, I have a pact, so, I mean, like, we probably just end up drawing anyways, so we drew and went to early lunch. So it's kind of funny. But the deck did do the thing a few times, but people were able to stop it at the correct times in order to interact with it and stop it where it needs to be. But yeah, anyways, here's a Reanimate, Mox Opal, Unmarked Grave, Marsh Flats, Steam Vents, Otawara, Felwar Stone. Again, ton of mana. Um, Actually, I don't mind this, because this is an Entomb for non-legendary creature. I think we can actually keep this. So, this is a 6. So I say we pitch the Otawara. And we shove that underneath here. And we will keep the 6. We will draw. It's even better. Our draft turn was a Blood Pet. So if we go... If we went Marsh Flats, Mox Opal, cracked this, grabbed a Badlands? Or something along those lines. Something with black. For the Blood Pet. Yeah. Start trying to look for this Badlands. Badlands. Oh, also, this is super awesome. This is a proxy that somebody at the tournament had. They had their entire deck proxied like this. And he took them out and started writing his information on them because they're the proxies he makes. So that was super cool that somebody had that kind of like as their whatever you want to call that, their business card pretty much is their own proxies. So yeah, so then we turn 1 Blood Pet, and then we can untap, draw. Turn 2 is a Apprentice Necromancer. That's pretty good. We can go Steam Vents by shocking that in, and then I think we just go A2 Belwar Stone, crack the Blood Pet, tap this, unmarked Grave my own Spellseeker. Yeah, and then I will walk you guys through the whole combo here in a second. Yeah, because if no one's able to counter that, I can go grab Spellseeker, throw Spellseeker in the graveyard. Unfortunately, we didn't draw into a third artifact. I was really hoping we would draw an artifact for turn to turn on Moxable to be able to do it here and start the line with Reanimate, but unfortunately we weren't able to. But so if we go into turn 3, we draw a Snapcaster Mage, which is good if somebody stops us. We're able to get back something from our graveyard and continue the line. So what I would do here is if somebody has black, tap the Felwar Stone, cast Reanimate, targeting the Spellseeker. So Spellseeker enables us to go grab our... I'm just going to pull out everything I need now, and I can walk you guys through the line as per how all of this should go. Now granted, I'm still learning the line myself, so it's a bit tricky as per how you should do this. Per se, it's not necessarily a great thing, and like I said earlier, it's definitely able to be killed off fairly easily. If you can be, I grabbed everything correct under that. Okay, cool beans. So, now that we got that all done, so the first thing you're going to want to grab is a Calling the Weak. So I'm going to set these cards aside right here. That's going to be like the library I'm going to search. So you're going to grab Calling the Weak out of your library with her. So when she originally ETB'd, you're going to have a Inalla trigger on the stack. In addition, so you're going to resolve the Spellseeker trigger first. Now you'll have the Inalla trigger, still holding priority. You're going to tap that for a black, cast the Calling the Weak on Spellseeker to kill her, and get 5 black mana. Or, sorry, 4 black mana, my apologies. So now we have 4 black mana. We'll use one of it to resolve the Inalla trigger to get a copy of Spellseeker. The Spellseeker's trigger, the token copy, will now go on the stack. So then you will search up a Unearth to your hand. Then you will cast Unearth to then get back the original Spellseeker. So then with Spellseeker ETB, you will then go get, you should be able to grab this Finale of Promise. So then you'll grab, yeah, you'll have Finale of Promise, and then you'll use 1 black to resolve the next Inalla trigger. So now you'll have 2 copies of Spellseeker, and then you'll resolve that Spellseeker's trigger to go grab Burnt Offering. So you're going to grab Burnt Offering, use the last black to cast Burnt Offering on your OG Spellseeker, so now it will die. And then with her gone, you will have 2 red and a black in your mana pool. And you will use that to cast your Finale of Promise. So Finale of Promise already in your graveyard, or here. You're then able to cast a Pulling the Weak and a Unearth. So how we're going to stack this is we're going to Unearth, grabbing the Spellseeker. Spellseeker ETB, still holding priority. We're going to kill it with Pulling the Weak, to then get 4 more black. So now we'll have 4 black here, and once they're used, these are exiled, unfortunately. So we will get those out of there, and then once we unearth, we will go grab a Shallow Grave back from our deck. And then we should be able to, resolve Shallow Grave to then get back Spellseeker. Spellseeker trigger to resolve to go grab an instant or sorcery from my graveyard. I think I already have it in here. No? Do I not already have it in here? Oh, no, I don't yet. Okay, so I forgot to grab 1 piece. My bad. I had all. I did not grab Entomb. Here's the Entomb. So you need the Entomb. So resolve that. There's still an Inalla trigger on the stack after Spellseeker resolves. So you're going to go 1 more black to cast an Entomb to get that back out of here. And then you should be able to resolve that, getting another copy, which then should grab you, I think you were supposed to grab Reanimate here. Unfortunately, like I said, I'm still learning this line, so I've completely messed this up. You can grab any 1-drop thing out of your deck. It doesn't matter. Any 0. Converter mana costs 2 or less, so it doesn't really matter what I grab here. Yeah, it doesn't matter. I already messed this up. But that's okay. So we're going to grab this Essence Flux. Yep, that's okay. I messed it up. It was supposed to be completely different than that, but it's okay. Anyways, next turn what we can do is we can blink. I can get her. I also have Snapcaster Mage, which is going to allow me to do Shallow Grave for my graveyard next turn to bring back Scholar. Scholar will then bring back this, and what's the other card? Oh, and back these 2, which will then create Shallow Grave, Burnt Offering, and Scholar of the Ages. With Inalla will create infinite mana between those 3 cards and do it that way. So there's a ton of different ways you can move this deck. I'm still learning it, the tips and the tricks of it, but that is, I guess, in a quick look, but that is a look at my Inalla list and what it is trying to do. I'm still learning the deck, so bear with me in that. I'm not a pro at it by any means, but I'm definitely getting there and I'm having a ton of fun with it. It definitely can win out of nowhere if you're not expecting it. Things like Valley Flood Color are a huge help in the deck. Being able to cast things at instant speed, being able to bring things back out of the graveyard with instant speed. Shallow Grave is the only instant I'm aware of that does it in these colors that I can play. So that's very, very good. Overall, I'm very much liking this deck. But you guys let me know, does this deck have does this have room in the current meta? Does this have the capability of keeping up with everything else, like the Rock side, like this? If you're wondering, I do play Ad Nauseum. The deck list will be linked in the description below. I know I'm playing like 7 drops and 5 drops and things like that. Ad Nauseum probably isn't the best, but I tried Necro. Necro did not work in this list. Um, but Adnos does seem to be better. It gets me all the pieces in my hand, and it gives me backup and everything like that. But if you guys would like to see a full list and why everything is in there, please let me know. But this was a semi-decent look and a quick goldfish on Inalla Archmage Ritualist. You guys have a wonderful rest of your night. Thank you guys so much, and there will be more content to come on this new deck. Thank you.